Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna
Vishnu Bhataya Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Tinamani Namaste Saraswati Devi Guru Shani
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Vasamsi jinani atavihaya navani gnati naroparani tata sharirani vihaya jinani anyani samyati navanidei. Translation. As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, similarly the soul accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Change of body by the atomic individual soul is an accepted fact. Even some of the modern scientists who do not believe in the existence of the soul, but at the same time cannot explain the source of energy from the heart, have to accept continuous changes of body which appear from childhood to boyhood, and from boyhood to youth, and again from youth to old age. From old age, the change is transferred to another body. This has already been explained in the previous verse. Transference of the atomic individual soul to another body is made possible by the grace of the Supersoul. The Supersoul fulfills the desire of the atomic soul as one friend fulfills the desire of another. The Vedas, like the Mundaka Upanishad, as well as the Shvetashavatara Upanishad, compare the soul and the Supersoul to two friendly birds sitting on the same tree. One of the birds, the individual atomic soul, is eating the fruit of the tree, and the other bird, Krishna, is simply watching his friends. Of these two birds, although they are the same in quality, one is captivated by the fruits of the material tree, while the other is simply witnessing the activities of his friend. Krishna is the witnessing bird, and Arjuna is the eating bird. Although they are friends, one is still the master and the other is the servant. Forgetfulness of this relationship by the atomic soul is the cause of one's changing his position from one tree to another, or from one body to another. The Jiva soul is struggling very hard on the tree of the material body, but as soon as he agrees to accept the other bird as the supreme spiritual master, as Arjuna agreed to do by voluntary surrender unto Krishna for instruction, the subordinate bird immediately becomes free from all lamentations. Both the Katha Upanishad and Shvetashavatara Upanishad confirm this. Samani vrikshe purushani magno nishaya sachati muhyamana justam yada pasyati anyam ishamasya mahimanamiti vitashaka. Although the two birds are in the same tree, the eating bird is fully engrossed with anxiety and moroseness as the enjoyer of the fruits of the tree. But if in some way or other he turns his face to his friend who is the Lord and knows his glories, at once the suffering bird becomes free from all anxieties. Arjuna has now turned his face towards his eternal friend Krishna and is understanding the Bhagavad Gita from him. And thus hearing from Krishna, he can understand the supreme glories of the Lord and be free from lamentation. Arjuna is advised herewith by the Lord not to lament for the bodily change of his old grandfather and his teacher. He should rather be happy to kill their bodies in the righteous fight, so that they may be cleansed at once of all reactions from various bodily activities. One who lays down his life on the sacrificial altar or in the proper battlefield is at once cleansed of bodily reactions and promoted to a higher status of life. So there was no cause for Arjuna's lamentation. Om Gyantarinandasya Jnana Jana Shalakiyat Sakshanamritayena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I offer my humble obeisances unto my spiritual master, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who opened my darkened eyes to the torch of knowledge. So this is the verse from the Bhagavad Gita. You ever heard of the one? Yes. Have you read it?
No.
No, but you heard Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Bhagavad Gita means the song of Bhagavat. Gita means song. Bhagavat means the possessor of six opulence, right? 6 opulences. Opulences, what are the 6 opulences?
Most beautiful, the richest, the most renowned, the strongest, the
Most famous.
Most famous, is it beautiful, right?
Most knowledgeable.
Knowledgeable,
Intelligent.
intelligent.
Yes. So anyone who possesses one of these qualities in the material world becomes very attractive. Just like a person who's knowledgeable. He might be very ugly looking, but because of his knowledge, he's attractive, right? Someone who's rich, he's attractive, right? Bill Gates, right? He's very rich, so he's attractive, although he looks like a nerd. And the most beautiful, a girl, when she's beautiful, she becomes attractive. Right? All the men are after her, like that. So she becomes very attractive. Someone who's famous, like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson comes in right now. Immediately we'll be like, oh my God, Michael Jackson. Again, he's attractive. All the eyes, like we'll be listening to the Bhagavad Gita, but Michael Jackson will be sitting next to Ronnie. We'll all be looking at Michael Jackson. We'll all be able to pay attention to the Bhagavad Gita, right? Because he's attractive, famous. So like that, all these qualities, they're the source of attraction for us. And Bhagavan is a person who possesses all these qualities simultaneously. The most beautiful, most rich, most famous, most everything. But not just that, he is supremely beautiful. There's no one more beautiful than him. There's no one more wealthier than him. He possesses all these opulences unlimitedly. So that is Bhagavat. Krishna. Krishna, the word Krishna is non-sectarian. Non-sectarian. It means the most attractive or all attractive. So when we speak of Krishna, Krishna is not meant for a limited section of people, limited class. Krishna is meant for everyone because everyone is attracted to Krishna. Some realize it, some do not realize it. But ultimately, we're all looking for the reservoir of all attractiveness, Krishna. So, Krishna is explained the Bhagavad Gita. He has sang this wonderful song, Bhagavad Gita, on the battlefield. On the battlefield, so this here is Krishna, this is Arjuna, and Krishna is explaining the science of consciousness, science of consciousness. In the material society, we know a lot about the body. We know about the physics of the body, the chemistry of the body, the medicine, this, that, so on, so on. Economics pertaining to the body. Right? We need to make money. Why do we need the money? For the soul? Do we need money for the soul? Will the soul be satisfied by the money? No. We need it for the body. So the whole economics is pertaining to the body. Physics and so on, so on. So undoubtedly, there's been a great development done in terms of advancement of the material science. But see, without consciousness, the body is useless. If I remove the consciousness from the body will not protest, will not have any individuality, any freedom. You can chop it down, will not protest. You can kick on it, it will not do anything. It will not be the source. All attractiveness disappears. Right? So we're concerned, the Bhagavad Gita, the spiritual science, the self-realization, is concerned with the essential active principle in the body. It is called the Atma, soul. So Krishna in this shloka very nicely explains that the body is just like a dress. Just like a dress. We're all dressed here with a different dress. Right? There's a gray t-shirt or a gray, black, whatever t-shirt, or greenish kind of t-shirt. Whatever color is it.
English brown.
Yeah. So we have different dress. Right? But if I say that, oh, you're a gray t-shirt. Hey, gray t-shirt, come here. Or hey, white t-shirt, what are you doing there? This is foolishness. Right? But that's our consciousness. We're designating one another. Oh, you men, you woman, you Canadian. Oh, you Chinese, don't come to Canada. This is our land. You this, you that, you black, you white. Let us fight. Huh? This is our great foolishness. You see? So, in order to come to peacefulness, right? Everyone is trying for peace. Meditation, people are attracted to meditation because they're attracted to peaceful state. They don't want to be disturbed anymore. They want to be the master of the mind. They don't want to be disturbed. So that peacefulness comes when we understand this. That we're not the bodily dress. We're not the bodily dress. We're actually the person. The person. We're the person. We want to associate with a person. We don't want to associate with this dress. Right? If I'm talking to a Ronnie's t-shirt, then I'm a madman. Right? Mm-hmm. Ronnie puts on, he washes his t-shirt, he puts it on, hanging on the rope, and I come and I say, Ronnie, listen, and I'm starting a conversation with his t-shirt, and I'm a madman, right? So, but that's what is going on. We're interacting with the body. Sometimes there's a death in a family, right? The father dies, the family surrounds around his deathbed. He's like, and then he leaves. And then I ask, where is your father? Oh, he's gone. How come he's gone? He's lying right here. If he is just a body, then nothing has changed. He is still lying there. What is the difference? If he is just a body, where has he gone? Right? But they say, no, he's gone. He passed away, like you say, he passed away. He's gone. Right? So that means that they have never seen their father. And they just interacted with the body. With the body. They never actually understood who is in the body, who's operating the body. Just like the car. The car has an operator, the driver. A foolish person or a child, he might say, oh, the car is going on its own. Because he's seeing externally, just believing the eyes. Oh, the car is going, it's a car, it's a self, like, what is it, Knight Rider, right? What does it sound? Something like that, Have you seen Knight Rider? No? It's probably...
Too young.
I'm too old.
I know what it is, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was watching, when I was a small kid, I was watching it like crazy. You know Knight Rider?
No.
No? Okay, wow. It was a story about, it was a TV show where there was a secret cop, and he had a living car. The car was like so advanced in technology that he was able to communicate, and we were like going, and the car was talking. Yeah, Knight Rider.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So oh no, I lost my track. Anyway, the body is okay. The child sees that the car is going on its own, but an intelligent person, a grown-up person, he understands the technology, how it works. He understands the inside. He's not satisfied with the superficial information. He wants to penetrate to the depth of the technology. So we understand, there's a driver, there's a steering wheel, there's an engine going on, and so on and so on. He knows all the details. So similarly, a devotee, a real man of knowledge, Gyanavan, he understands that beyond this bodily machine, bodily organism, there's the operator, the soul. And when that operator leaves, just like the driver leaves from the car stays there, there's no movement, nothing. When the soul leaves the body, there's no more movement, nothing. So now the Atma, the soul, is the active principle in the body. Right? It's the active principle in the body. So when we want to attain liberation from the body, and it is simple logic that the soul must remain active. Right? Now, in the bodily conception, the soul is active in things which relate to the body. We're engaging in activities to maintain the body, to give pleasures to the body, eating, sleeping, sex life, height, whatever. So right now we're very much active, but on the bodily plane. Right? We're working for the dead vehicle. The body is always dead, actually. It's only because the consciousness, the spirit soul, is present in the body and it appears alive. Right? But Krishna says, very nice logical argument. Dehinosmin yata dehi komanam yuvanam jara tata dehantara prapti dhiras tatra namuyanti. You know what it means? Can you explain?
As the body's soul passes through boyhood, youthhood, old age, and disease.
And disease?
No. Old age. Similarly, by the time of death, the soul transmigrates to another body. And the self-realized soul is not bewildered by such a change.
Yeah, a real yogi is not devoted. You are the body of a small child, a small girl or a small boy, like that. So where's that body now? The body you had at a certain point is gone. You actually have a different body. That body is finished. Sometimes people say, oh no, it's the same body, it's just growing. Contradiction. It's the same body, but it's growing. The same, but it's different. So no. If you see a photograph of yourself, actually of your body, not yourself, is different. You know, a small child, when you were a small child, the features were different. There's similarities, undoubtedly, but you can't say that it's the same body. Same body means identical in every single detail. That's not the case. Actually, the scientists even, they proved that every 7 years all the cells, everything is changed in the body. Right? So your childhood body is gone, finished. But you're still here. You still are experiencing what is called life. If you were also gone with a small body, you wouldn't be able to perceive your life. You have it's like the life is like a movie. The beginning, middle, and the end. Right? But because you're separate from what is going on in the body, you can have the experience. You're like the viewer. You're watching the movie, and movie is actually illusion. Movie is just many stills projected in high speed, one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. Right? There's no movie. The movie is illusion. You know, it's just different photographs. You know, for the film, when you buy the film strip, it's just different photographs, and you project them in high speed, and it appears like a movie. So similarly, these different bodies, childhood body, teenage body, grown-up body, old body, these are different photographs, fixed forms, and the soul is passing through. So it has nothing to do with these bodies. And similarly, when the soul reaches the small body, the old body, it will take another body. Sometimes people, they challenge, what is the proof that there's afterlife? After this body is finished, I'm finished. It's the end. By death, everything is finished. I don't believe in anything religious nonsense, sentimental, religious stuff. Never. They say like that. But we can ask, why not? Why wouldn't it exist? If it existed, since my childhood body to this present body, why wouldn't it exist after the old body is finished? Just like the childhood body is finished, but I'm not finished. Similarly, my old body will be finished, but I'm not going to be finished. This is logic. This is scientific. This is reasonable. We have to come to reason, not like a blindly believing, some nonsense. Some scientist comes out with some nonsense and we accept yes without question. We have to come to reason. The soul is the active principle in the body, and in the liberated state, when we become free from this body, that is the aim of yoga and meditation, to become free from the body altogether and come to our eternal, blissful, original nature. Right? Sometimes people, they want to undress. Right? Like they have sex life. No one wants to have sex life being dressed. Right? So where's the tendency coming from? We want to get free from the bodily dress. Bodily dress. We want to get, because it's a limitation. The body is so much suffering. The pains and pleasure, the pains caused by the body, some diseases, some this and that, by the mind, some depression, anxiety, or fear, and this, sufferings caused by other living entities, sufferings caused by the weather. Like right now it's a bit cold, fingers are freezing, this and that. So the body is full of misery. Just like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, one of our previous spiritual masters, he says, Sharira Vidajal. This body is a network of ignorance. Network of ignorance. And the senses, leading to the path of death, something like that. So, yoga, the actual aim of yoga and meditation is to get free from this bodily burden completely. People, they are foolish. They think yoga means to make my body strong and nice and healthy and improve my illusion that I'm the body. Right? It's completely the opposite. Completely the opposite. So many yoga centers in Montreal. You can check. You can check and see what they say. They're simply manufacturing something to make money. Make money. Because people, they want to remain in the bodily conception. They're so foolish. They want to remain because they feel secure. So-called secure. Oh, I'm in the body, I'm this, I'm that. I know what I am. It's very, when we come, we say, no, you're not this body. You're very afraid. Oh, my God, I'm not this body. Oh, this is some kind of a brainwash. Right? But it's the other way around. The other way around. If we think I'm the body, I'm the T-shirt, I'm brainwashed. I'm being foolish. So because the soul is active, in the liberated state, it is also active. What is that activity? What is that activity? Right now, we're serving the body, trying to give pleasure to the body. What is the activity in the liberated state? When we no longer have to maintain the body. When we're, just like the self-realized yogi, he derives pleasure from within. Just imagine. That is real freedom. If you can derive all your pleasures from within, you don't need to go to school, go to job, go to this, go to that, kiss this one's behind and that one, and being manipulated, controlled, and so on, being in the system. You don't need none of these things. You don't need. If you become self-realized, because all the pleasure you can derive from within. Right? So what is an activity? Right? When we say pleasure, pleasure means activity. It's activity. You're drinking some nice lemonade or whatever. You see movies. You talk to your friends. Things which are pleasurable. If you analyze, it's not. If I lock you up in a room and I tell you sit down and do nothing, is that very pleasurable? Very pleasurable? I don't think so. Right? Pleasure, varieties. We need varieties. And the highest the most wide range of varieties is coming from consciousness. Consciousness. See? Just like we're here right now, because there's so many people here. There's so many varieties of thoughts and opinions and whatever. Like, we're going to talk, and you're going to tell me what is your life about, and we're going to tell you what our life is about, and someone else is going to come. And why is it so wonderful? Because consciousness is unpredictable. Consciousness is free. Matter is always fixed. This harmonium is going to be here as I want it, as I want to control it. I want to put it here, and there'll be no surprises. But if I have a living being, a living consciousness here, he is always free, and he will always surprise me. And that's why we seek association. That's why we're attracted to other, conscious beings. So that activity in the liberated state is to associate with the Supreme Conscious Being, Krishna. Supreme Conscious Being. And there must be Supreme Conscious Being. Just like they say the Mother Nature. Right? And they accept the Mother Nature. Mother Nature is giving us our body. Right? Mother Nature is giving us so many things. So, how come there's mother, there's no father? That doesn't make any sense. If there's a mother, there must be father. Where's the conception, mother without father? Where's it coming from? Again, some blind faith, some blind sentiment, some irrational blind sentiment. Again, to come to reason. When there's mother, there must be father. Where are the children? Where are the children? Mother Nature is our mother, and Krishna, the Supreme Conscious Personality, Godhead, is our father. So the father, mother, or the kids. Right? And because he's a Supreme Conscious Being, by associating with Krishna, with the Supreme, we're associating with everyone. Everyone is included. Everyone is included. Krishna is not like you and me. We're limited. We're limited beings. We're limited consciousness. But Krishna is the unlimited consciousness. The unlimited. He is one, and at the same time, he is all-pervading. Just like the sun. The sun is all-pervading by sunshine. The sun is everywhere. But at the same time, just because there's sunshine coming into this room, I can't say that there's sun planet in my room. So there's a difference. Similarly, Krishna, he is enjoying his transcendental pastimes in Goloka Vrindavan, in his planet. Just like we have a planet, Krishna also has his planet, where he enjoys with his associates and so on and so on. But at the same time, by his energies, he is present everywhere. He's present here right now. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, false ego, these constitute his inferior energies. His inferior energies. Everything, earth, water, fire, air, everything is coming ultimately from Krishna. And then, the more superior energy is the living entity. We're the spirit soul. We're also energies of Krishna. So there are two types of energies, the living entity and the matter, the gross matter. So Krishna is both, matter and spirit simultaneously. But at the same time, he has his separate individuality. Separate individuality. Just like we have individuality, we like to be free, we like to have our hobbies, things we like, things we don't like. Krishna also has his likes, he also has his dislikes, and so on and so on. And that's beautiful, because we can associate with him. And he's full of surprises. He's not just everything. If you say he's everything, then his individuality is lost. Right? There's nothing specific. Basically, if someone says God is everything, it's a denial of God. Indirectly denial of God. So we don't say like that. We say, yes, he's everything, undoubtedly. We don't test, yes, he's not limited. But at the same time, because he's not limited, he also has his separate individuality. And that is Krishna. Krishna. So how to associate with Krishna? It's very simple. Through this sound, vibration. People, they want to see God. They want to see. I want to see. Prove it to me. Prove it to me. This is foolishness. Who are you? You're just a tiny little insignificant speck of dust in the unlimited creation. How can you challenge Krishna like that? That is not possible. By our eyes, we cannot even see our own eyelids. How can we see God who is the unlimited? Right? But there's a superior method than the seeing, and that is through hearing. Hearing is superior. Through hearing, we can see things which are beyond our experience. Right? And you were saying that example with the wave thing.
Yeah, for example, when stand by the shore of the ocean, we hear a wave clashing. Unless we hear the wave clashing, we cannot take the wave and predict how powerful it is or how heavy it is. But if we hear it clashing on the rocks or whatever, and the sound is like very strong, we can understand, this wave is very heavy or whatever.
Yes. So in the same way, this Bhagavad Gita is a transcendental sound. It's a recorded sound from Krishna. And if we simply open our mind and hear the message, we don't say that you accept this, believe in this, and commit, and this and that. No, we're not saying like that. We say, please kindly read this, hear this out, this great knowledge. And if you simply hear, then you can understand Krishna very easily, very easily. Krishna becomes revealed through the sound. If it's difficult, if you cannot read, if you're not intellectually inclined, then simply by this chanting Hare Krishna mantra, the same effect. This Hare Krishna mantra, the knowledge, actually this knowledge is already within you. It's already within the heart. The soul is full of knowledge. So by this chanting, by associating with Krishna through the sound vibration, this Krishna, this sound, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, is not different from Krishna himself. There's no difference. This vibration is absolute, on the absolute platform. So if you chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, then all the ignorance, all the coverings on the soul, they will fly away. All these coverings will fly away, and the original knowledge will manifest on its own accord. So there are two methods. Either you chant Hare Krishna mantra, or if you want to understand by logic and arguments and so on. With so many literatures here, where Krishna is actually being proved. Anyone who reads this book, the Bhagavad Gita, he will accept that Krishna is God. Anyone. Not on the basis of some sentiment, on the basis of knowledge, just like mathematics. You read a book about mathematics, and if you're not, dull-headed, you're gonna know how to, count, so on and so on. You're gonna learn it. So similarly, it's a science. It's a knowledge. It has to be learned through a proper method. So, and then when we learn about Krishna, all the success is there. So, are there any questions on this point? Yeah, please. No questions. Everything is clear. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is it possible to associate with Krishna without having the same likes like he? Like sometimes in the material world, like we have friends that we don't like all the things that they like or whatever, and we still find some common language with them, right? So do we have to change our activities to associate with Krishna, or
change our activities? Definitely. Right now we're engaged in material activities, like I said, explained before. We're trying to satisfy the body. Undoubtedly, we have to, take care of the body. We can't just neglect the body. And that is nonsense. Like you have a car, you take proper care of the car. You don't neglect it. But if you're just taking care of the car, and all the time is wasted to take care of the car, and you forget to eat, then that's not good. Right? So we take care of the body as much as is necessary. Right? But the present society is they're simply on the bodily platform. They're simply working on the bodily pleasures, and no understanding of the Atma. If you go to these universities, if you go to Concordia, McGill, whatever, you ask them, what is the soul? What will they say? They will just say, well, we don't know, maybe this, that, and maybe. No definite understanding. Right? And that is the most important knowledge. Right? So we have to change our activities. If we don't change our activities, then we'll never understand. The impurities will stay there and we'll always be suffering. So if you go to school, any science, if you don't study, if you party, you're going to fail the exam. You have to change your activity. Oh, now I'm a student. I have to do my studies and this and that. Does it answer your question?
So we have to study to associate with Krishna.
Definitely. We should not blindly follow some dogma. Scientifically. We should be inquisitive. Ask questions. Dhatu Brahma Jigyasa. That is the difference between us and the animals. The animals, they never question. There's eating, sleeping, sex, okay, let's go. But a human, he has a great ability to question things. There have been so many protests, so many revolutions. Why? Because people are inquisitive. They're asking, well, what is the government doing there? We're suffering here and they're pocketing all the money. See, this is intelligence, inquisitiveness. Animals, they don't question, okay, oh, we're going to the slaughterhouse, all right. And you're getting slaughtered, So people are just like animals now. If you go and you see everyone is working hard, and they never question, what is the aim of life? What am I doing? I'm actually going to die very soon. So what is the aim of, improving my bodily condition so much? Accumulating wealth and money and career and this and that and that. At death, everything is finished. Bye. What is the use of that? So we have a different type of culture. We take care of the body, but the most essential point in life is to understand the self. The body is simply assistant. We keep the body going simply so it assists to our self-realization. The materialistic people are the opposite. Their main aim of life is to satisfy the body. Right? And then there's some kind of a so-called spirituality on the side. Like, if I'm depressed, if I'm not getting any pleasure, I'm going to, like, what is that communist guy who says, the opium of mankind? The religion is the opium of mankind. For the masses, okay. So that kind of spirituality, right? Some kind of a sentiment, nice sentiment. Oh, you're God. Just chant this mantra and you're going to be God. We're all God. I am God. You are God. Everyone is God. And it's wonderful. And think positive. And do whatever nonsense you want. It's okay. Right? No restrictions. You're free. Don't try to, try to get rid of the guilt trip. Like that. So they use the so-called spirituality as a recreation, on the side. But the main thing is the body pleasures, body relationships, bodily society. Fighting like dogs. I'm American, I'm a Canadian, I'm Chinese, like dogs. Right? So our movement is here to give the real knowledge to the people, the knowledge which is very much lacking. And the intelligent people, they should cooperate with us. If they want to improve the condition of the society, it's a horrible condition. It's horrible. People are not meant to work hard like that. Everyone is working. Everyone is sad. You look in Metro, everyone is sad. Like that. What kind of life is that?
Anyway.
See, in India, people might be very poor, but you go to India, everyone is smiling, everyone is like relaxed. Isn't it so?
Yeah.
See our friend, he's here and he's still smiling. Yeah, he wants to keep in touch with the real culture, So, this is such a nice thing, Everyone should at least read our literatures. That's all we ask. Open the mind. You will never study this at school, because they don't want you to study this. If people become self-realized and they try to enjoy from within, if they depend on God, and all their so-called system, all their society is going to be finished. It's all based on cheating, Well, you need a diploma, you need this, you need that, for that, and that, you need an iPhone, and this, and that, and that. See? You don't need anything. You don't need anything. It's all just a bunch of cheaters. So, this is it's a great threat. So, any other questions? No? No questions? Do you agree? Do you agree with this?
Yeah, okay. I'll give it a read, yeah.
Okay.
Where do they sell them at like bookstores and stuff, or where do you?
We actually sell this here in the temple, and we also go out and try to distribute on the street, on the internet. You can find those.
Okay, yeah, I'll look it up.
Right. Antara Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishna Bhutale Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Name Namaste Saraswati Devi Hari Krishna Jai Shri Krishna Bhagavad Gita.
Chant. Short chant. Now we'll have a feast. Okay.
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,